Welcome to Volatility 411 for Equity Armor Investments. I am Joe Tigay, wishing you all a happy new year. I hope you have a healthy and prosperous new year as we are here the day after a special election in Georgia where the market's reacting to the potential of the executive branch and Congress being owned by the same party and maybe are shifting assets around accordingly. Now what we're seeing really interestingly is bonds selling off. We got the 10-year yield above 1%, and to me that's telling me that the burden of stimulus is going to come off of the Fed and back to Congress. Of course, we're talking about $2,000 checks. We're talking about infrastructure package, a lot of money, a lot of printing coming out of Congress as opposed to the Fed. We'll see how that plays out, but certainly, of course, banks, huge benefit right now. We're seeing commodities doing very well. Value in general outperforming growth today, and perhaps that's if the stimulus is coming from the fiscal side. That money in people's pockets, maybe they can spend more on things rather than the corporations in the big cap tech world that are benefiting off of cheap interest rates. Well, we'll see how that plays out again, but that's really fascinating to see just as these things are shuffling around. Now, in the volatility space, we got the VIX at about a little hair under 23, right in that 20 to 25 range we've been for about 2 months now. Of course, you look at the front month future, that's about 23.90, that's close to 24. You got the second month future in Feb, that's actually a big increase, that's about 25.5 or 26. So certainly a huge gap between the Jan and the Feb. And if you look at the rest of the futures, they're close to Feb. So really a lot of that volatility is being priced in Feb, and that coincides with what I've been saying for a while. Of course, February seasonally is a bad month the past 10 years, and I've been looking at this skew and it's been elevated and it's remained elevated. You go back to last September, it was elevated for about a month and a half. I think that coincides with about a Feb timeline when the market seasonally is weak anyways. That said, just watching the skew, a lot of pressure on these puts to be high. People are less interested in these calls. Interesting to see. You know, we'll be playing it out in real time. We'll see how that works. Now, for Equity Armor Investments, and Happy New Year to everybody, I'm Joe Tigay.